Okay, guys. So I'm sharing my screen. I hope everyone able to see it.
This Danish, yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you, Danish. Okay, so I'll just give a brief about myself. My name is Jay Kumar. I have around 15 years of experience into the supply chain and SAP Ariba, and I'm a trainer for SAP Ariba upstream and downstream modules, and I'm into this training profession from last 8 years. I'm like especially teaching the students from the corporate or individual student based on the requirement. So that's a brief from my side. Uh, so a brief introduction from your side. Like I just want to know, like you guys are from which background? That's all. Like how much experience or have you ever worked on this one?
Yes, my name is Danish. I am from Pakistan. I've done my MBA in supply chain management and marketing.
Okay.
But currently, I've been teaching in an organization as a computer teacher, and
Okay.
I want to switch my career from teaching side to SAP. In fact, when I was in Saudi Arabia since 2018, before for 5 years, I was using SAP as an end user. So when I came back and I did my SAP certification,
Okay.
now a couple of person told me that with the SAP certification, it has a synergy. You need to get SAP Ariba. So that's why I'm here to learn about SAP
Oh,
Ariba.
okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bharat, from your side.
Hi Jay, I'm from India. So from
Okay.
last 4 years working in the SAP environment as a consultant into integration of SAP systems. I mean PAP on the SAP.
Okay. 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 Fair enough. Fair enough. So thank you for the for your introductions, guys. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about SAP Ariba, right? So first of all, Suraj, did you share the course content with the participants, with the students?
No, not yet, sir.
Okay, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
share.
so let me no worries. You can share it. I'll just give them the idea. Okay, so guys,
Yes,
first of
sure.
all, this is the course content. So if you see here, SAP Ariba, I hope like Suraj will share you this one. So Ariba introduction is there, SLP is there, upstream contract management, upstream and downstream of contract management, downstream part buying and invoicing, overview of guided buying, reporting, overview of integration, admin and core admin, and Ariba network supplier and Ariba discovery. So these are the 11 topics are there. 12th is like just for the documentation and all other discussion. So these are the topics which we'll be covering up in our training session. Okay. So this is a brief. So I will share you this course content also. Like you can take your time and go through with this one. Now, let's start the brief about the Ariba and how the training will be conducted and all those scenarios. Okay. So you can ask me questions in between also. No worries about that. Now, first of all, if you say this one, right, SAP Ariba. So when we say like SAP Ariba, so SAP was a separate organization, as you know. Ariba was a separate organization. SAP bought Ariba. Okay, so Ariba SAP bought it somewhere around in 2012, and then onwards, SAP is selling it under the name of SAP Ariba. Okay. Now, when we say SAP Ariba, Ariba is a tool. It's more of a procurement tool. Like it use any company who's doing their procurement activities, sourcing activities. So generally, it's a part of supply chain in any organization. If you see it, it will be always a part of your supply chain management practice. So all the procurement and sourcing related activities you can also do on this one on SAP Ariba platform. Okay. Another thing is it's a cloud-based tool. So when we say cloud-based tool is like you just need the URL. So basically, like if you see that other ERP systems and all, in that one you need that if you are like if you need to access it remotely, you need to have the Citrix and all those things, right? And even that database you need to prepare in your organization somewhere. Whereas when we talk about SAP Ariba, it's a cloud application. The benefit of it that you can access it anywhere in the world. Okay, like you just need a URL and username and password. That's enough. So all the data and everything will be on the cloud. the servers, all the data centers are managed by Ariba itself. So that's the benefit of it, that you can easily scale your business with the SAP Ariba and you can access it anywhere in the world. So just need username and password and your internet connection will be enough. So you can access this SAP Ariba portal. Okay, this is one. Now let me tell you about SAP Ariba in a brief, right? So if you see it, right, SAP Ariba is basically bifurcated under the streams in a major way. If you see it, if you see in the market also the jobs and all those things, so people will ask you like, have you worked on upstream? Have you worked on downstream? Do you have experience in upstream modules or downstream modules? So SAP Ariba is majorly bifurcated. One is upstream. I hope this is visible, not too small. Font is fine, or let me put it in the slide. I think this will be much better.
No, it's better, sir.
Yeah. So here you can see this is upstream and this is downstream. So this is how the segregation is done on a broader level. Under upstream, you can see this is one module, sourcing module, contract management module. Then you have SLP module. Same way. On the downstream side, you have procure to order module, invoice management module, and this is a procure to pay module. Then we have catalog management, and this is something common. This is like something which has been used across upstream or downstream both. Okay. So when we say, right, so SAP Ariba is bifurcated. Basically, the bifurcation is done from a perspective that upstream contains these things and these modules. And these modules, you will not be having any transactional documentation, the posting of trans. So when we say transactional documentation, it's nothing but your any legal, like when you issue a purchase order, it becomes a legal document to a supplier, right? So PO, receipt, GR, invoicing, all those things are transactional document that will be posted only under the downstream. So this is the segregation in here between the upstream and the downstream on a major level. Now someone is asking like, have you worked on upstream? So they will be asking you, have you worked on sourcing side? It's like sourcing module or contract management module. So now let me take you one by one in here, like how we will be covering up the training and what all things will be taught during the training also. Okay. So first, let's start with one by one module, sourcing. So when I'm saying sourcing, right? So sourcing module is basically, you can say like, how can I say, right? If you want to procure something, procure is a like here, this procurement comes in here. Sourcing is basically identifying a right supplier who can provide you the right price at the right time. So here we use the sourcing module. In this one, we will be publishing the RFI, request for information, RFPs, auction, how we conduct reverse auction, forward auction, and how to create templates. So now the training will be from two perspectives. One, as an end user, that how you can navigate. Like if I just show you, like this is our Ariba tool. So how you can navigate. So for example, if simply someone asks you, right, that how you can create a sourcing project, right? If we are referring to this one. So if someone asks you that how you can create a sourcing project, so how you can do it, create a sourcing project like this way. So one is an end user job. Another is your implementation. So when I say implementation, is kind of like, if I say like implementation means your company just bought, any company, like if you work on a customer or anything on, so they have just bought this Ariba module from the Ariba itself. Now they need to configure the Ariba module as per their own company's requirement. So that is what comes into picture, that is known as templates here. See this here, how to create a template. In upstream side, template creation is the one of the most important job from an implementation perspective. Okay, so if you see in the market also, there are two types of jobs generally. Like people will be asking you, do you have an implementation experience? Okay, or they can ask you like, have you worked on SAP Ariba as an end user and all, right? So both things are there. And the third thing comes, which is like more on an integration side. That's a like more experience you need from the basic perspective. Then generally people move to the integration aspect. And in that one, you also need to liaise with different teams. Okay. So first, the training we will be focusing here is of two perspective. One, end user, that how you can navigate this system, complete system. If someone asks you to create a supplier, create a contract, create a sourcing, PR, PO, how you are able to create it and how you can set up the configuration into the system. Right? Any issues comes and all. For example, if I just show you, right, create a sourcing project. Let me just show you quickly here, just an example. Okay. Now, if you see here, these are the fields in here in the sourcing project. So some data will be coming in here. For example, if I say like department is coming in here. So from this data is coming from where, right? Like this data. So you need to maintain this data first. Otherwise, you'll not be able to create your sourcing project. So these data, how to maintain these data. And here you can see select a template. So without a proper template, you cannot create a sourcing project. So end user will never create these templates. You need to create as an implementation team. Generally, implementation partner or implementation team creates these templates. Okay, configuring the approval flows and all those things generally being done by the implement. So that's a like segregation is there. So we will be like I will be showing you everything in there that way. So these are the difference between the end user and the implementation side. So I will be showing you both, like how you can use the end user perspective the system, and how you can set up the template and the approval flow and the configuration from the upstream. So reverse auctions are there. What is a reverse auction? What is a forward auction? How you can set up the auctions in the system and all these things will be shown also into the training. So this training is like, it's not a theoretical classes. Yeah, this is a workshop. It will be a workshop. Yes, please.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, in SAP training, we had already RFQ or PO or all these things. So my question is that why we are buying or we are adding SAP Ariba for all these legal documents? Please, at this level, can you please solve this question?
Right. So no worries. So basically what happens is, right, see why people go for Ariba system. As I said, right, the main reason is the use of the Ariba portal across anywhere in the world, right? You can use this tool, like if you are sitting in US and someone is sitting in Pakistan or like India, anywhere, right? So they can access the same data at same point of time. They do not need to have any Citrix or something. They can access it via just simple internet and all. That is a little restriction or like little latency, Citrix access and all these data issues are there when you're working with the ERP system. As well as now everything is moving to the cloud. So people are preferring more option for going for the cloud, doing the same thing on the cloud application. Also the user interface and all those things is little quite easier from the ERP perspective. Sorry, from the Ariba perspective. If you click on this, I'll show you that. So when you try to create any PRPU in Ariba system, right, it's quite easy. Like the more simpler way is there. For example, you create a requisition. See this here, this is a create requisition. So purchase requisition is known as requisition in here. So click on requisition and you can use it easily. Like the user interface is quite easy. So those are the benefits you can say from the Ariba perspective. And you can the most important also is like scale. Basically, if you need to increase, for example, you are live in 2 countries. Tomorrow you want to go live for more than 2 countries. In that scenario, this will be easier part, Ariba. Otherwise, if you do with the ERP and all, you need to increase your, first of all, data storage, servers and all those things you need to increase. Then you need to do the implementation from a perspective that you need to have your first one country, you need to set up for that, then other country, the same architecture, same hardware setup you need to do for other country. So those kind of things are little tedious nowadays. Everyone wants to be like more quick and all. So these things are a little bit easier from that perspective. That is why the cloud, everything is like moving to the cloud, right?
So one more thing that, for example, if our organization is using ECC on-premise base and Ariba is basically cloud base, so can an organization using ECC on-premise Ariba facility?
Yes, they can integrate. So integration is there. You can even integrate your Ariba cloud version with your ECC on-premise version. That option is there. You can do that. Okay, so that integration part will always be there. That integration option is possible. So if I just show you, maybe I think I have that. Let me quickly show you that also. I'm going to delete this request first. Going into the integration CIG, that is the name has been changed, like it's Managed Gateway and Spend Network. I'm going into the integration portal now. It's a separate portal. I'm just quickly checking if it is there. I think I've seen that one. Hold on a second. So integration, but like as I said, like see, from the integration perspective, you generally need like different teams all together. It's a bigger project. integration, you need to have the ERP consultants along with you, integration consultant with you. Then you have this one, what you can say, ABAP developer. All those people should be there in with you. Then you can use it better. Like that. That's kind of a project when you are doing integration. So those things works in there. So let me just quickly, yeah. Just a second. I think not in here. I think someone has removed it. So as of now, or wait a second. Let's put test in here. Possible. Next. And new connection. Yeah. See. So yeah, see this S4HANA on-premise. So on-premise option is there. You can get it connected with this one. So on-premises also can be connected in this. Okay. So that is possible. Yeah. So this is the integration part. So this is a little different when we do it. Now, coming back in here. So these are all the things will be covered in this one under the sourcing, right? Configure basic of end user perspective, how to create all these project and all. And from the implementation type, how to create a template and the setting up of the approval flow. That important one is the approval flow. Same way in the contract management, I just mentioned here like this template just for the presentation purpose. Otherwise, you can see the detailed architecture here, like the detailed codes. So sourcing, these many things will be covered. And here you can see this is contract management. So contract management little tricky that it consists of your both upstream and downstream. It's little kind of a mix. So I'll be covering up both aspect of it. So this will be the covered from the like how to create a main agreement, master agreement, standalone agreement, how to use clauses, clause library. All these things will be covered in this one. And the downstream part also. The contract term creation, automatic subscription, release order, what is the term-based price, tier-based price. So this is the downstream part of the contract management that will also be covered in this, in the complete trade. Okay, so this is the complete one in here, you can see it. So here I just mentioned in a brief. So contract terms, templates, and also here again, templates is also there. I will be also creating the templates for the contract management. Okay, so these are the contract management. Then the next is the SLP module. So SLP module, the name says like supplier lifecycle and performance. So basically it is used to onboard the supplier. So basically, if you see, right, whenever you buy this system, what will happen? This is basically from the buyer perspective, like buyers will be using this one, right? But how the supplier will be there? So first you need to onboard the supplier. When your system will be blank, right? First, when you have the first you bought the system, any company who bought the system, there will be no data, there will be no supplier in it, right? So the first thing is like you will be setting up the master data and loading the suppliers into the Ariba system. So this is a buyer portal. And if I open one more thing, new incognito, suppliers. Same way, the way we are using the buyer portal and users will be using this one, right? To create a PR, POs or sourcing project and all. Suppliers will be login via their account like this, supplier.ariba. It's a standard worldwide account. Any supplier who has an Ariba network, they just need to search with this one, supplier.ariba.com, standard URL. Enter here. And the supplier will be able to log in into their account, supplier account. Remember, this is a supplier account. So they need to put a username and then they need to put a password. It's a free. There are also like different two types. I'll explain later once in the training. Suppliers for supplier, the standard account and enterprise account are there. Standard account is free. So I will be creating it. So when we will be starting this training. So first of all, I will be starting you guys, adding you guys as a supplier. And you will be participating in all these auctions, contracts, everywhere. Right? So as I said, so it's a workshop. It's not a training or theoretical. Whatever I'm referring here, I will be showing you each and everything on the system. So it's like 99% of the things will be practical. Hardly 1 or 2% will be there, which I will be explaining you a little bit on a theoretical basis. Rest, everything I will be showing you here on the system. Okay, so we will be doing it. So I will be adding you guys as a SL supplier and you will be participating in your sourcing and contract everything. Right? It's a workshop, as I said. So here in this one, we have a SLP process, supplier request, registration, qualification, and then templates. Okay. So you will be getting the understanding of the complete cycle, like how the buyer works. This is your buyer portal. You are like, for example, you are sending any RFP to the supplier and supplier has to send the quotes, right? So supplier will be logging here in this portal and he will be sending the quote to you. So I will be showing you both the things. So you will be working as supplier and I will be working as a buyer here. So complete cycle, you will be able to see complete
Sir,
cycle.
I have a question.
Yes,
Sir,
please.
we will give to the supplier login and details, all these details to the supplier? Or,
Yes, absolutely. You will be like, I will be adding you guys as a supplier. So you will be getting your username and password and you will be able to access this complete supplier portal. And it's free. As I said, like it's free. Like standard
supplier
amount.
is free, and we will just give them username and password, so they can log in to this
Portal, right?
so
Right.
they can communicate with us, right?
Sorry. Yes, they can like log in here on the portal. This is the portal, like we call this a portal, right? This is a supplier portal. Is it clear or like something?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay, don't worry. Like, so when we do it, so I'll be showing you each and everything in this one. Okay. So these are the things. Generally, we do it from the majorly from upstream side, and then we have the reporting also, spend visibility, a brief about the reporting that if you want to run a report that how many sourcing project you have created in a month or in 6 months or 1 year, or someone is asking you a report that how many PO sourcing project created for a particular supplier and all, how you can create the reports and little reports and all. So those things will also be covered under the reporting part. So I will be showing you that also. Okay, so these are the things which will be covering up from the upstream perspective. Then comes here on the downstream side. Downstream side, if you see here, like this is the module, you must have heard of it, B&I. People call it B&I or procure to pay. So this is nothing but your procure to pay module. Like basically you will be creating a PR in Ariba system, purchase requisition in Ariba system. You will be getting generated a purchase order in a Ariba system. How to do GR, like the way do you do the GR like Migo into the ERP system. So how you can do the GR in Ariba system itself, then how you can post the invoices, or generally like how the supplier sends the invoice and invoice reconciliation. Okay, so everything I will be like showing you in here. Okay, invoice reconciliation and everything. So this is a complete cycle. So if you see this PR, like this is called procure to pay, like you will be creating a PR here, POGR invoice, and it will go till the payment. So everything is like fine. So you need to pay to the supplier. Okay. So this is called as procure to pay module. Now, sometimes customer, you will find that like they can only buy this procure to order module. No need to buy the complete module. They can only buy the procure to order module or invoice management module separately. So Ariba gives the flexibility to the customers that they can buy any individual module also. It's not mandatory that they need to buy all the modules. For example, a customer there only wants to buy the sourcing module, right? A customer is there who will just want to buy sources, so he can do that. Or someone just want to buy contract management or SLP or just a procure to pay. So customer can have the option to choose individual modules also. Based on the requirement of the customer, they can individually buy the individual module also, or they can buy the complete Ariba all modules. So what that is known as complete suite. So it's always customer requirement. Based on that one, it can be done. Okay. So I will be showing you like how this thing works, or this is like invoice separate module is there. So I written it separately because customer can buy accordingly and you can use this way also. I will be showing you how you can do, like, for example, you create a PR PO in Ariba and then this PO copy goes into the ERP system. So further activity of like doing the GR, posting the invoice against a PO and all, those things you can do.
What I understand, I think SAP ECC S4HANA. Excuse me, sir, I have a question.
Yes, you can. Am I audible? No. Hello, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So far, what I understood that SAP HANA or
Sorry, Bharat, I think you are on mute. Guys, am I audible? Like, can you please confirm? Hello.
Yeah, it's not
You
me.
are audible,
It's
sir.
not
You
me.
are audible.
Okay.
Yeah, you are
okay.
audible, but it's not me. It's not me.
Oh,
I think Dhanush is asking the questions. If he is not audible, I will ask my couple of.
Yeah, I think in the meantime, you can ask.
Well, first thing would be I want to know the major difference between SAP ARIBA and there are like other modules like SAP and WM and ST is there, right? What is the major difference between these modules? Like, so in
Okay.
ST also I found this same syllabus. I mean, this same content PO, RFI, RFP, etc. There are the same.
Right.
Matching syllabus. I can say.
Right. So as I said, see, this is a cloud application. As the things are moving more to the cloud, right? So people are moving to
Yeah.
the cloud application. That's the only difference. And you can say like SAP ERP systems is not that user friendly. You can say nowadays, like everyone wants that data to be available across the world in a very
I
quick
mean,
success.
in
Yeah.
yeah. In also there are like SAP S4 HANA is there, right? S4 HANA is both suitable for on-premise and cloud, right? So what is
Right.
much difference? I mean, not getting this point, Ariba and these things. So
Okay.
can you?
See, the only difference is on the cloud and the basic, right? That's the only difference is this one that you can access this one anywhere. Like, okay, how you access
Okay.
the ERP system? How you access your ERP system?
I mean, from integration part you are asking me.
No, I'm just asking. Like, so you need to have that SAP GUI, right? So you need to have you connected with your database. You need to access your SAP via SAP GUI.
Yeah.
Log into the system
Yeah.
and all, right? So for
Yeah.
that one, you need to have a particular database, and that database you need to maintain in your. So you see, right? Where is this data stored? Okay, you must have seen, right? The data is stored. Data gets stored in your company somewhere. There will be some storage.
Yeah. It will be on-premise. Yes.
Right, on premises. But the same thing in the SAP Ariba, there's no need for that one. Like, see, understand from a business perspective. If you say like tomorrow your company wants to open 10 more plants, right? They want to grow. So in that one, you need to again set up. You need to have like more space for storage. You need to set up all your data center again, increase your data storage like terabytes and all those things, right? So those things you do not need to worry much because on the cloud, everything is on cloud. So that is a headache of Ariba. You want to scale, you can say I want to add 10 plants. They will be you can do it with a just like within a month, because you do not need to worry about the data storage, data center, where the data will be stored and how it will be accessed and all, or can the people of other countries, like your company may be located in 120 countries, same people will be using the same data, right? So those things can be easily accessed during the SAP Ariba. That is one of the major things.
As for HANA, cloud base also providing, as well as Fury app. Via Fury app, one can
Right. So Fury is like another tool for this one, like SAP Ariba. Like you can also access SAP Ariba via Fury also. So it's an interface. Like otherwise, like in the backend, the same is there. The Fury is like application where you can access these things in there. So these are like SAP product. New things are coming. So like earlier we were using something like old mobiles and all. Nowadays everyone is upgrading to the latest mobiles, right? So same way, the SAP is putting something more user friendly, more easier. So that's the benefit of it. And it's like quite user interface and a lot of other features are there, like auctions and all. Like live auctions you can do.
They correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, so SAP MM and WM, these modules, they work on only S4 server. I mean, S4 HANA server or on-premise server. Okay. They create these things like PO, etc. They create, right, from their part. But Ariba, is it like a front-end screen, like a UI screen? Is it like something? Or I'm not getting the point. What is the major difference between this Ariba system and SAP
Here.
S4 HANA system? Yeah.
Here. I'll give you this one. I think this will make a little bit more clarity to you.
Yeah.
So this is all SAP systems architecture. So here you can see this is what we are talking about: Ariba sourcing, contract, SLP, the downstream side of it. Here is your integration. Okay, CIG. And here is your ERP systems, HANA, and all. So this is majorly from the ERP side. So two systems are there. These are separate systems. The functionalities are different, right? What you can say is the functionalities are different. These Ariba and all, like these systems are more real time. You can conduct auctions. You can connect with your suppliers in the real time. It's easy. Like the suppliers can submit your invoices against PO directly and all. So it's more user-friendly perspective. The data latency issues are not there at all in this one. You can scale your business in a very short period of time. So those all features are there in this one. And remember, SAP Ariba is majorly used for the indirect procurement. I hope everyone is aware of like direct indirect procurement. Direct procurement, which is directly
not much.
impacting your direct procurement is directly like related to your production system, where like your production can be down if if something is not there. Whereas indirect procurement is like which are supporting your direct production system, any production systems which you have, that is the support for the indirect. That is indirect. For example, if I give you an example, automobile industry. So direct production is rubber. You are making the automobile industry, you are making tires. For example, you are making tire, right? So the direct procurement is rubber, rim, nut bolts, which you are going to prepare for a wheel, right? Rather than to buying all those things, what you need laptop, you need internet connection, you need electricity, you need other things, right? So those things are known as indirect things, which are not having a direct impact, but you need those things to fulfill the direct procurement requirement. Okay, so that is the difference. So generally, Ariba is majorly from the perspective used for the indirect procurement. All your admin services, all your HR related services, your service contracts, you need anything on the lease, you need regular materials of some different aspects, machineries and all, which are going to like use for some production of something, right? So those kind of things you generally buy from the SAP Ariba model via this SAP Ariba. So this is the difference here. You can see that this is your ERP systems in here, and this is your Ariba systems. So nowadays, everyone, like especially, you know, right, after the COVID, everyone was like more from, because you cannot access, you cannot need everywhere, the data center should not, can't be maintained, and right. So from that perspective, everything should be on, like every customer nowadays, every company is looking at every data should be on cloud so that we can use the data anywhere. Also, some of the other features also there, like for example, as I said, auctions. If you see here, right, auction, reverse and forward auction. So once I will be doing it, you can see that how the reverse auction and all those things works. Also in the RFP. So in RFP, if you see here, a lot of things are there which is not available in the ERP systems. Like you can ask any type of questions. There are a lot of things. You can ask some documents from the supplier and all. All these things happens in the real time. So once you do it, like you will understand, like there are a lot of features which are not available in your ERP systems. Okay, even same in the supplier request, registration and qualification, we can ask a lot of document, like provide us a certificate, provide us your incorporation data, where you are located. A lot of things are there which we can ask from a supplier, right, under this request and registration process, and there's a streamline process for that one. But these things you cannot do into the ERP systems. So these things, as I said, like once you say it, I'll show you those things, and that way you will be able to understand how these things works into the SAP Ariba system.
So after this course, if like Ariba consultant or Ariba developer, whatever it might be, so what would be the roles and responsibilities exactly?
Right. So if you go into the market, there are generally 2 or 3 types of jobs you will find. SAP end user, or people call it like normal end user in there for SAP procurement knowledge of those things, or someone will be asking like implementation. So implementation generally SAP Ariba functional consultant, or sometimes people call it technical consultant, but generally SAP Ariba functional consultant. So we as functional consultant are nothing but the implementation part, implementation team. So implementation team is basically setting up all these things into the system. As I said, right, setting up of your templates, approval flow into the Ariba system based on your customer requirement. For example, like Danish bought for this own company Ariba. So the setup of Ariba for Danish company will be different than the setup of your company for Bharat. Okay, so that both the companies setup will be different. Both guys are using SAP Ariba, both companies using SAP Ariba, but the setup will be different. So that setup will be done by the implementation team. So in the market, the jobs will be from the Ariba functional consultant. For the implementation side, SAP Ariba end user, which needs to know how to use this SAP Ariba. And the third one comes, which is like along with the functional, that is integration side. But for integration, you need to have a good knowledge of SAP Ariba as a functional and the implementation. And even though in the integration, you will not be like all alone, you need to have 3 teams. Okay, I'll show you like this way. Okay, wait a second. I think I have like this one. So when we say integration, right? SAP Ariba integration. So here, one side you have Ariba, one side you have ERP, and in the middle you will be having a middleware system. The same diagram, if you remember, this one I just showed you. So in this one, you can see this is your SAP Ariba modules, right? All these are Ariba. Here is your CIG, Cloud Integration Gateway. This one, this is a middleware, this is a separate system. And here is your HANA or other ERP system. So to connect these two systems, you need a middleware also. So again, this middleware can be any system. It's not mandatory that you need to go with CIG only. It could be your iPass. It could be Dell Boomi. There are a lot of like integration tool available in the market. This is just a diagram from Ariba itself, sorry, SAP itself. So they have just shown all their SAP products. Otherwise, you need basic.
I will repeat this point once again from middleware. I mean, from iPass. Can you repeat me once again?
Right.
This,
okay. So now here you can see this. So one side is your SAP Ariba. So here you will be need when you are working on an integration, right? So you need to connect your SAP Ariba with your ERP system, right? ERP system could be anything. Right. So right. So one is your SAP Ariba. So you will be as a Ariba functional consultant to handle the things from the Ariba side, and you will be having your consultant or maybe a webber or developer will be there from the ERP side, right?
Okay.
Then you will be having one integration consultant, middleware. So basically, middleware could be your any other system, right? Middleware is basically like take an example.
Okay. Yeah. Got the point. Microsoft, Dell Boomi, or
right. So for example, this is how it example. SAP Ariba understand the knowledge of XML. This is the language. Like for example, if I'm speaking ERP understand IDO, so we need the CIG in middle. So here middleware system could be anything, either CIG, Dell Boomi and all, based on the customer to customer. This is all like choice of the customer, what tools or what modules or what system they want to be in place. Okay. So accordingly, you need a team. When I'm saying integration, you need a team here. So middleware system team will be there, ERP team will be there, and SAP. So you will be taking it. So as I said, this training is focused on SAP Ariba, right? Our training is focused on SAP Ariba perspective, where we will be covering up all these modules from both implementation, end user, and a brief of the integration side also. Generally, integration being done by the integration consultant, but I will be explaining you also all the major aspects that you can do it.
I mean, SAP Ariba integration is a different role, and SAP functional would be the different role, right?
Right, so absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
And individual also would be the different role, right?
Sorry, individual?
I mean, end user.
End user, yeah. So see, basically what happens is, right, see, if you are working on an implementation project, right? So it's basic that you should be having a good knowledge of the Ariba system as an end user also. Why? I tell you why. Because if you go into if you're working as an implementation, right? So the customer will be asking you question from the end user perspective, right? They will be simply asking you that, can your system create the like auctions, for example, that you asked, right? In I can create also the PRPO. What is different between your Ariba system, right? So the question always comes from the end user perspective only. So if you know well about the SAP Ariba, that what it can do or what it cannot do, so that is why it's a good to have a better understanding and knowledge on the end user side of SAP Ariba. That's why I involve my end user part into the system. Till that time, you do not know what the system can do, how you can explain a customer. Because generally, when you go initially to the customer, they will ask you a lot of questions like, can your system do this? We want to buy SAP Ariba, but can Ariba do this or that? Or this is our current system of buying the materials. Can this be done into your system, Ariba system or not? So when you are, that kind of questions will be coming. So if you have a good knowledge of end user also, that how I can create a PR, PO, invoice, contract and all. So you can explain these things in a better way. So that is why I cover my training as an end user as well as the implementation side.
Okay, finally one question, Jay.
Yes.
I mean, so I work as an integration consultant, right? I mean, I'm having an idea on all the everything on the integration part. Okay, for
Okay.
example, you said like Ariba integration, right? From my perspective, to give me some ideas. See, I mean, as an integration consultant, I'm having idea to connect with the different systems like S4 or on-premise or third-party applications, etc., etc. Okay,
Right.
it would be benefit for me. I mean, it is easy from integration part. I can easily understand like connecting with through other systems. It would be easy for me.
Right.
Either I use all the adapters also, like for example, from CPA we use almost all the adapters like SuccessFactors, HTTP, SFTP, etc. adapters we use. So, is there any easy way? It would be easy for me to be a Ariba integration consultant, or how it goes? Like, what is the best way for me? Because I'm
Okay.
already an integration part, right? So you get my
Right.
point,
I
right?
got you. I got your point. See this here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you already are an integration consultant, so it will be
Mhm.
better for you. Like once you learn all these things, right? Once you have the
Okay.
idea of implementation and all, so you can play a
Okay.
more better role into a project. Rather than
Okay.
if people will be looking for any other integration consultant, if you already know
Okay.
SAP Ariba, you can contribute in the integration part also.
Okay.
Understanding this one, like see, you already know
Yes.
SAP Ariba, so you will be
Yeah,
always
yeah, yeah.
supporting. Or you can take the responsibility that I can configure the system also, and I can integrate the system also. So it is always a plus situation for you.
Okay. Yeah, of course, but it will be, I will be in the two job roles. I would be handled alone, right? So how it be a benefit for me? How it be benefit for me?
So
Actually, these
not
both are
alone.
different roles, right?
No, not see. Generally, if you go into the market, if a company is looking for a long term, like see, jobs are there. Like they, for example, one company got SAP Ariba. Now they want to hire
Okay.
a person who have a good knowledge of SAP Ariba also, middleware also, and SAP ERP also. So that in
Okay.
case if any implementation team is implementing SAP Ariba, so you can monitor each and everything. They will not be like bluffing somewhere, or they will not be doing correct work. So at least if you have knowledge of all the three systems, at least basic knowledge, not in very depth,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
you have a basic knowledge, you can check whether they are doing correct work or not. Otherwise, if nobody knows about middleware and ERP, like implementation team can do anything and you will not be aware of it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you can be working from a perspective that the company will be taking you as a solution architect. Generally, these in our Ariba town, we call them solution architect. So solution architect means he's a solution architect, like he's a whole soul for the complete SAP Ariba middleware and all this connected system. So anywhere the issue come, they will first reach out to you. That can you check there is an issue with the middleware something. So either you
I
can
mean,
check
this
this one.
training, this training will provide me that much of knowledge, or how it goes? I mean, solution architect is not a small thing, and I am having just a 4 years experience in the integration part, right?
Right.
So this training will be help me. How it will help me, like
Right.
max knowledge,
Okay.
or how it goes?
Right. Okay, I got the point. See this here. This training is give you the knowledge that like you can say, like if you have almost like 2 years, 3 years, or at least around 4 years of experience on SAP Ariba. That kind of I can say,
Achha,
because after
okay.
this training I can give you this much of an insight into the system, like the people who in the market have worked at least for 4-5 years on SAP Ariba. That kind of a knowledge I'm going to give you via this training. But again, as I said, SAP Ariba is a customized tool. Every customer have their own configuration. It's a very much customized tool. No two customer will be having the same configuration. Remember this.
Okay.
So it's a practice job. SAP Ariba is like a practice one. Okay, you need to have a lot of practice on this one. Then only after the training, it will not happen that you can lead a complete team altogether. No, I'm not going to give you that false hope. You can work as a team member, but you cannot say like I am a like pro into the SAP Ariba, I can handle a complete project on my own. No, that will not gonna happen. You can work as a team member. If someone asks you that, can you please check this one, or like they will ask you like, can you create a project, or can you check the approval flow basics, or can you create a template? So at least you will have that idea that where you should go into the system, what basic things you should do. All those things I will be showing you here in the training.
Okay. So CAG will be laid on which landscape? I mean, CAG, XML, or on which landscape it will work?
So it's more of a mapping. CIG is like all iDocs and all processing. Like see, you one side you will be having your iDocs, and other side you will be having your CXML. So you need to map all these fields. So mappings and all those things are more important in CIG. So that is why it's an integration.
Yeah. I mean, asking of the landscape of the CAG. For example, CPA is the landscape of XML only. Okay, we
So
get data in the JSON or Excel formats, but we in CPA we only deal with in the XML. I mean, we do
same,
transformation and we do the integration mappings, etc. So
same,
CAG
same.
also same like XML or
XML.
it
Yes,
will.
yes, yes.
Okay, only XML
XML
only.
only.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Whenever the message goes out of the CAG, right, it is like getting the IDOC into the when this is the messaging queue in there.
Yeah,
So
okay. Whether it can be, into CAG, it will get into XML or from JSON format in any other format, it might get to the CAG. But
right,
from the CAG, it would go out into other as a customer request or a client
request.
request. Okay. It would be in that
Right,
way, right?
right, correct, correct,
Okay,
correct.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So this is how we will be, as I said. So we will be focusing more in here on these things. So I will be showing you each and everything from the module perspective.
I mean, what the
Okay.
opportunities, how it goes after this course? Like, is there a good demand for Ariba or like how we can accept on this? I mean,
Yes, yes. So Indian market, as you like, I hope like you will be checking out, like if you check on the like all the job website, right? So SAP Ariba is a
yeah.
very good requirement is there in the market. At least like if you have 4, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years of experience on SAP Ariba, they are looking for a lot of people in the market. So that is there. Like you can check any website, you go there, search on that Ariba jobs in like India or somewhere in Pakistan that way. So at least India, I'm aware of it. So there are a lot of jobs are there. Right, so you just need to have a good like good exposure towards it, and you can get it easily the job.
So after
Okay.
this course, will I able to be crack the interview or etc. things? So how it goes like that?
See this
The
again.
thing will be for getting the job, right?
Right. As I again said, I'm not gonna give you any false hope. After the training, you need to do a little practice, like 1 or 2 months, like give a practice to this one. Then only you will be able to answer the questions in the interview. Because see that again, in the interview, the questions will not be asked in a very straightforward. So you will be going, how much experience you possess?
Me, I'm having 4 years of experience.
4 years experience, right? So if you are going to present in the market that you have worked on 4 years on SAP Ariba, so they will be expecting some of the basic information or basic questions you will be able to answer, right? So those things you will be able to learn only after once you have done a little practice on SAP Ariba too.
I mean,
right?
Practice along with this course or after this course, I need to dedicate 2 months or something like that.
That both of the things, like along with the tool, all like see, I think Suraj, you can connect with the Suraj. So this tool, I think they have some chargeable for this one, but you can also get the access for this tool for practicing. Okay.
I mean,
So
SAP
whatever I'm
free access for 3 months, right? Like SAP is giving me free access for 3 months, right?
like I'm not sure on that one. Like that thing, you can connect with Suraj. I think he can tell you more better on this one. But you can get it. Whatever I'm going to show you, what I'm going to teach into the system, right? You just practice the same things. You just practice the same things. You remember those things. It will be easy, and I'm pretty sure you can easily clear the interview.
Okay. So roughly how much we can expect in the market for 4 years after we got how much we can expect?
This is all depend upon the company to company, which company. If you are going in a manufacturing organization or something where they generally pay less, if you go for a consulting, they generally pay more. So that is all depend upon the customer to the company to company.
I mean, roughly any margin like so.
Yeah, so 4 years, like easily you can get somewhere around 8 to 10 lakhs per annum, and easily, like that is the easy part. Even more you can get it if you get something. Yeah, like if you clear the interview in a better way, they can pay you more also. There's no restriction on that one, right? People need, when the project comes, they need the resources, they need people. So if you are good enough to crack the interview, they can, and they want to hire you, they can offer you all more than 15 also. Okay, so it's again, as I said, it's depend upon the requirement and how good you are going to crack the interview. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the things in here. Same way we have that downstream side, procure to order, invoice management, complete PR to PO process, approval flow design in the downstream. So we'll be covering up all these things also. And then we have some core admin and admin. So you can use SAP Ariba as individual also. There's no need to, like, it's not mandatory to integrate it. A lot of companies are there where they are not integrating SAP Ariba. They are just using it standalone. So that scenario, I'm also going to how to maintain all the data, all the master data, other data into the Ariba system. right? There's no integration. I'm telling you, as like people is not mandatory, companies are not mandatory, they are doing integration. Lot of company in India and other, they are just using it as individual modules or individual system also. So in that case, we need to maintain all the company code, plants, all those things into the system. So all those things we need to maintain within SAP Ariba. So how we maintain it, what are the file formats and all, I will be covering up all those things. So that will be covered under the core admin and admin part. Okay. Then we have
a
also,
question.
yes, please. Yes.
Sir, SAP Ariba can be used with only SAP ERP SAP, or it can be used with Oracle and any other ERP system?
Other also. There's no restriction on this one. It's just that you need to do a little bit more mapping. Integration scenarios will be a little complex, but you can integrate your Ariba system with any other ERP system also, apart from SAP. Okay.
Right.
So SAP Ariba, it will come under functional or any technical or techno-functional?
No, it's a techno-functional, you can say. Generally, people it call it functional, but it's more of a functional side. It's not much of a technical because there's no coding involved. It's a cloud application. You have a little restriction here. You cannot make a lot of changes into the system. You need to reach out to SAP Ariba if you do some that level kind of changes into the system. So I'll explain during the training. I will be showing you that what you can do and in what case you need to reach out to SAP Ariba directly.
Okay. So what is the course duration? Like roughly how many days or months?
Right. I'll no. So not so that much. See, the training is complete training. This will be the training. As I said, it will be considered somewhere around 25 to 27 hours. Okay. Per day, we can have 1 hour or 2 hour classes accordingly, daily basis or on weekend basis as per your requirement. Based on that one, evening, morning, accordingly. And this course will be like here. If I show you, right. So what you can say, right? The course content. Basically, I'm more focused on the course content. It's not the timing because, as I said, it's a workshop. So sometimes if you are not able to understand something, I need to repeat those things. I need to show some more scenario. So time can increase also. But maybe some of the things which you are able to catch up easily. So in that scenario, maybe a couple of hours can be less. So as I said, it is more, I'm more focused on the course content. This one, I'm going to cover all the topics rather than I'm more concentrated on the timing. Okay. So timing is not constant for me. A couple of hours up and down, I'm all comfortable with that, but I'm going to cover all the course topics which is given in here on this. So you guys will be getting this one from Suraj. Go through with this one, read it. I'm going to explain each and everything from this one. Whatever I showed you, right? A lot of other things are there in the system, which I'm going to show you more. Because when we do workshop, a lot of scenarios based on the scenarios, you need to discuss a lot of things in there. Because this is all workshop. All customizations are there. So a lot of things are there, which I'm going to explain apart from the whatever the course content is there. But I will be covering up all the topics which is mentioned in this course content. So around 25 to 27 hours are there, 1 hour daily or 2 hours daily or like weekend as you want. So we can schedule the training classes accordingly. All the sessions will be recorded. You will be having the recording. So you can take that like reference, keep it with yourself for the future also. So in case after the training completes, you can use those recordings. If you get a chance to work on a project or later on, you can work on those things and you can refer the recording, read them, listen them. Accordingly, you can work on it.
Okay. One last question, Jay, from my side.
Yes. By using Ariba, can we create a new vendor or we need to use just the created vendors by SAP, ECC or S4HANA?
No, you can create me. This is SLP. As I said, like vendor is nothing but your supplier. So this is our SLP module for creating the supplier, onboarding the supplier. We will be, as I said, I will be adding you guys as a supplier, right? The supplier portal. So you will be accessing this supplier portal and you will be working as me. Like I will be working as a buyer. Like I'm a company. For example, I need a laptop. So I will be looking for suppliers who can supply me laptop. So I will be adding you guys as a supplier and you guys will be participating. So in the SLP module, you will be working here. I will be adding you guys as a supplier. So you will become my vendor. Okay.
Jay, from my side, one last question.
Sir, as a vendor, we can use SAP Ariba, but my question is that likewise, we are creating in SAP MM XK01 a new vendor. So can we create by using Ariba a new vendor?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, fine. This is what I was asking. Thank you.
Yes. This is supplier. Vendor is nothing but supplier. That's why I'm saying here. This supplier SLP module is nothing but to create suppliers into the Ariba. Okay. Supplier or vendor is the same thing, right? Either you call it a vendor, you call it a supplier, it's the same thing. So yes, we will be creating here the suppliers or the vendors into the Ariba system. We can create the way you create in the XK01. Same way we have the supplier request in this. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay, from one final question from my side.
Yes.
So either it would be the 8 or 10 LPA, whatever it might be. So I'm having 4 years of experience, right? How it might be helpful for me? Generally, if my package is 8 or something around like that, so how I can get benefited from this? I'm having only 4 years of, right? I can't go like 15 or 20 like that, right? So how it goes, like, or I'm having some gap, do I need to add that thing and I need to go into market as a 4 years AIBA and 4 years PIPO consultant, or how it works? I'm just asking suggestion from your side, like how it goes.
So it's all depend upon the up to you, like how the requirement is coming. If you are going, like, see, if whatever the experience you are gonna show for SAP Ariba, they will be, if you are going for an Ariba requirement, right? They will be asking you questions from that perspective. If you say like you are a 1 or 2 years of experience in SAP Ariba, they might ask you a simple question, and you might not get that kind of a package, as you said, right? Because total experience you cannot hide, right? You will be showing in your CV the total experience only, right? So, if you just show you 2 years or 3 years of SAP Ariba, obviously they will not give you like 10, 20 lakhs, right? So, what you can do is, that's I said, right? Somehow you need to break the break the point where you will be maybe you need to first initially get somewhere in your current organization or somewhere where you can get the same package or maybe a little bit higher and get the whole of SAP project. So once you will be working on it and you get the hold of SAP Ariba project, and you will be like very good into it and you learn a lot of things in there, then you can put it like, then you can say like, I have like all that, then you can bluff like, see, all the 10 years experience I have in SAP Ariba. Because when you are pushing that you have a 10 years of experience, they are going to ask you a lot of questions. So you should be able to answer that also, right? Otherwise, they will say like, okay, you are saying 10, but it doesn't look like a 10 years of experience, right? So whatever experience you are going to put, the questions will be at that level.
Okay. So going with 4 years of Ariba consultant or something, so how the market is like a 10 or 15 or how it goes, like for 4 years or 1.5?
See this, I can't comment on the package part. It is, as I said, like it all depends on the company to company. Package is different thing.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from the course perspective, timing perspective, content perspective, guys? All good?
All good.
Okay. So that's all. Thank you for your time, and I think Suraj will be in touch with you if you have any further questions and or queries. You can reach out Suraj, and he will connect to you. And if you find okay on all these things, so we can discuss with Suraj, and we can continue. We can start the classes once the batch is there. So we can continue with that one. Okay.
Sure, Jay.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.